Hello, my amazing artist. Today is day 2 of our Frida Kahlo Inspired Self Portraits. Today, you're going to be adding your animal symbol to your finished portrait. Remember that, like yesterday, we're going to be using those contour lines to create our animal symbol in our artwork, which means we're going to trace the outlines of our animal and we're not going to color them in. Remember, you can focus only on your element of line and shape when creating this. So the first thing you're going to do today is select an animal you want to use for your symbol. I'm going to pull up Google Images on my Chromebook and I'm going to type in the animal I want to use. Now remember, what animal you choose, you want to make sure it is a symbol, which is a picture for a big idea. For my symbol, I'm choosing to use a butterfly because it stands for a symbol of joy or hope. And then I'm going to browse the photos I see until I've found one that I'm happy with. Let's see. I remember that I want my butterfly to be interacting with my portrait, resting on my shoulder. So I think a good one for that would be this one, since it's resting on someone's finger. When you click on your photo, it will bring it up large on the side. You can either trace from here if you like the size of that photograph, or you can copy it and paste it into a Google Doc so that you're able to change the size. I've hit copy on my Chromebook and I'm moving into Google Drive. I'm going to hit new to make a new document and I'm going to click Google Docs. It's going to load, and then when it loads, I'm able to click my Chromebook and paste that image. And now I have a butterfly that I'm able to change the size of. I can click to highlight the photo, and I can drag to make it bigger or drag to make it smaller. And then I will be ready to create. So for my butterfly today, I'm going to jump back over to my camera for you guys to see where I am working. Since I don't have access to that Chromebook at home, I went ahead and printed out the butterfly image that I saved to Google Drive. So the first thing I want to do is decide how I want that animal to interact. I knew I wanted it resting on my shoulder, but I do need to decide where. I could have it further down like this. I could have it resting up on the side of my shoulder, or I even could change my mind and have it positioned up in the air. But I think I like it best on the edge of my shoulder with the legs touching down a little bit so that it looks like it's sitting on my jacket. Then I'm going to open up my Sharpie marker to begin my pen and ink technique like the other day. For my contour lines for my animal, I'm going to start with the outline of the biggest part of that animal, and that's what I encourage you to do as well. So for the butterfly, that's going to be the wings. I'm going to move up here. And just like the other day, sometimes you're going to have to use your brain to imagine what the photo would look like if it were finished, since it's cropped here. So I'm going to go up and come back down for where I know it would end. I'm going to bring these down and stop. Then I'll come back here, bring this wing out like this, go up into the top corner, and then curve my butterfly's wings back down with that bumpy line on the edge. I'm going to come back to the starting point, bring this last wing out here, and follow with that bumpy line on the edge again. That comes back to the body of my butterfly. I'm going to outline the shape for its head, its body, its antenna, and its legs. Getting some of the tiny details in there too. I see it has a couple of polka dots up in here around its eye. So I'll give an outline for those. And then I'm going to go and do more of the details in the wings. I'm going to do the outline around the edge, capturing those orange shapes. And then more of those polka dots. And then that bumpy part along the edge. The same thing on this side. And notice how I am changing a few of the details to make some wider lines. It is okay if you shift a little bit of the texture or the detail lines in your animal, as long as it still looks realistic, because remember, with a surrealist portrait, we have a realistic looking portrait and a realistic looking animal, but the size of that animal may be silly. That animal may be an imaginary animal, even though it has realistic parts. And that is how you're giving your combination of dream and reality together, like a surrealist artist does. Let's get some of these shapes. And I'm going to stop there, lift it up to check it, just like I've been doing. And if you are happy with your animal, you can go ahead and remove it from your chrome book. For me, I'm removing the photograph. And there we have it. My butterfly combined with my realistic self-portrait. And now that you're finished, check over all of your contour lines and make sure you are happy with them and ready for that next step tomorrow.